Hey there everyone. So today we're going to be doing some more sewing that I haven't done consistently lately, but we're going to be sewing something. So I originally had a different project planned for today and then decided to do this one instead because I kind of needed some more time on the other project for hopefully next week. So today what we're going to be doing is making another reversible corset, but this time it's not going to be like the fully boned corset. This is going to be a set of Regency stays. So those are the stays that they would wear in like Bridgerton underneath those Empire waist gowns. So it's just like the really short ones with like booby shelf. So that's what I'm going to be making, and it is going to be reversible. So I'm going to choose two cute fabrics rather than just a general white that they would usually do. So the pattern that I got was from this person on Etsy. I can't remember the name, but it was from them on Etsy, and it's just a downloadable PDF pattern, and you basically just print out the pages and you tape them together and you have a pattern. So the first thing that I have to do is do that, and then I'm going to cut out the fabrics. The first fabric that I got was from Goodwill. It was just like two little scraps of fabric that they had together, so I ended up getting that for one of the sides, and then the other side was a clearance yard-ish of fabric that I got from a fabric store. So those are the two that I'm going to be using today, and they're very cute. So I'm going to be cutting out the material from those, and I'll see you after that. Now that those are cut out, it is time to start sewing things together. So basically you take both the fabrics and you have to do the darts for the booby cups. So what you do is you like cut two slits, and then you take the little triangles that you cut out and you sew them into the little slits. So it takes something like this and makes it go like this, pretty much. So it will cup rather than stay flat. So that's how you make like a booby cup in Regency stays. So I have to do that to both the fabrics. It's kind of hard to explain, so I'm just gonna show you. now that that is all done for both of the fabrics, you're just going to sew both the back fabrics onto the front of both of the fabrics. And then after that, you can go ahead and sew the straps onto the back on both. So I'll see you after that. So this is where I'm going to deviate from the pattern a bit. So pretty much what the pattern has me do is sew right side to wrong side for the fabrics, for the outer fabric and the lining, but since mine's going to be reversible, I don't want any, wrong sides showing, so I'm going to be sewing it wrong side to wrong side. So I'm just going to baste around all of it, because instead of turning it right side out like I usually do with things, I'm actually going to do it sort of right, and I am going to put a bias tape around it. So I'm just going to baste around all of it so that both the right sides are showing afterwards. So I'll see you after that. Now that those are all sewn together, I'm going to put the bias tape around the top. So I'm not going to do it on the side, and I'm not going to do it on the bottom, but I'm going to do this the right way, I suppose, just because there's a lot of curves and a lot of things that I don't want to screw up. So I'm going to actually open my bias tape and sew it correctly, and then you fold it over and then sew it. But what I'm going to do is hand sew the other side of the bias tape, just because I know that I wouldn't be able to do it very well with the machine, and I have a lot more control with hand sewing. So I'll see you in 3 hours. Now that eternity is done, my hands hurt, but it is time to move on to the next step. So now that the bias tape is all done, I am going to fold in the backs of both the sides to make the boning channel for the back. And this also hides the raw edges on the back, so basically I'm just gonna fold it in. Yes, you'll be able to see it when I wear it on one side and not on the other, but that's okay. I think it gives it a nice little pop of color. So I'm just going to do that, and then it is time to sew the boning channels and the grommet channel for the back. So basically it's just 2 boning channels on each side of the back pieces, and then a little space for grommets. And then on the side-ish front, there's 2 diagonal boning channels and then 2 straight ones right next to it. And then on the front, I just added 2 little short ones just to keep it a little bit more stable up there. And then you go ahead and just, what I use for boning is zip ties, because it's cheap and easy. So I'm just gonna cut zip ties to the length and then shove them in there. Yeah, so I'll see you after that. Now it's time to add the grommets. So grommets go in the front sides here and then on the straps so that you can connect them with a ribbon, and then a ton down both the sides of the back. Yeah. Okay, now one of the last things I need to do is add the bias tape to the bottom of the corset, but I'm not going to do it the way that I did the rest of the thing just because it's a straight line, so I'm just going to basically sandwich it and sew it. So I'll see you after that. Okay, now the real last step. So I tried on the corset and I found that I had some gaping in the boobie area. So what I ended up doing is I could have added maybe a dart or something, but again, it's reversible and you would be able to see it from the other side. So I had an idea pop into my noggin, which is definitely not historical at all, but you know what? It's kind of cute and it kind of works. So what I ended up doing was I put 4 basting lines just like right here, and then I gathered them. So it's kind of like, you know, the little gathered area that you see in a lot of clothing. And then I just sewed the gathers there, so it kind of looks like a cinched, what's the word, kind of area. You'll see what I mean. Oh, you'll see what I mean. So that's the last step. So I guess I will see you in the final look. honestly, this turned out to be much more of a look than I thought it was going to. It looks actually really cute. Like, I wish I could just wear this to Walmart and people wouldn't give me like weird looks. Kind of cute. So this turned out a lot better than I anticipated it turning out. Just because the tickle bitties that I got, and it's really hard for like a Regency stay to like kind of do its thing, but actually it turned out pretty cute. Yeah, it's not that long. It's honestly, yeah, just that long there. But I think this combination is very cottagecore and I quite enjoy it. The two materials that I chose were just gorgeous. I loved this like bluish gray and then the really pretty yellow that I picked up. So this was a great experiment, and now I do have Regency stays that I could put on under my Regency gowns or over, depending on the look, like this. I am just gathering my army of Ren Fair outfits to choose from. That's going to ruin me because I won't be able to choose. So I think this turned out really cute. I could have made it just a bit tighter, so because I think the pattern has it where it's like this much of a gap on her back, but I was a little worried that it wasn't going to fit, so I extended some pieces. But I mean, it closes and it's like tight enough and it feels fine. So I think that's pretty good. I think this little part turned out pretty good too. It does look a little awkward and it's obviously not supposed to be there, but considering what I had to work with, I think it was pretty good. Otherwise it would just be gaping way too much and it would look really awkward. So I'm glad that that worked out and my brain thought of something. Otherwise it would have looked really bad. I'm adding to my Hobbit looks. Yep, I am. So anyways, I hope you liked what I did. If you liked what I did, go ahead and like and subscribe. I post most Saturdays, mostly at noon. And I will see you in my next video. Thank you for watching.